dioramas that I've done for Greyhawk modules. So I'm going to flip this camera around here so you can see the one that I've got here. All right, so this is from the Scourge of the Slavelords. This is the final battle, so to speak, where Mount Flamin' Butt erupts, the volcano, and rains fiery terror down on the city of Sutterham. And the slave lords are attempting to escape on their ship. Now I'm going to move. Oh, before I move in, so I hand painted the mural in the background, and then the mini, the ship, and everything, the dock and all that I got through either eBay or Etsy, different vendors for the different stuff. So the minis was all like Ralpartha and from eBay, and then the terrain, the dock was from a vendor on Etsy, and the ship was from a vendor on Etsy, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So you've got in the final scene here, slave lords loading up all their cargo and stuff from on the docks onto their ship, including all their treasure, so they can escape the city that's about to be destroyed. The slave lords that you've got up top there are the ones, and this guy here are the ones that survived the initial earthquake. Now, the characters I've got over here is not the party. These are actually the ones that the slave lords that died died and or came up missing during the earthquake in the beginning of the erupting volcano. So you can just see. Try to come in a little bit closer. See if my camera will catch up. Forgive me if this is blurry because this is from my camera, and I have an ancient camera in, with the today's standards. Anyway, come around here a little bit closer, different angle. All right, and then you got the slave lords up there. And like I said, I try to recreate these from images that are in the modules. So there's a picture in on one of the pages of the giant book that's got all three modules in it, that shows them escaping and shows the volcano erupting in the background. And again, like I said, this is I hand painted I hand painted all this that you see right here. I'm not claiming to be an outstanding artist or anything. This is just the best of my ability. So, but anyway, and then the water that they're sitting on is just foam board that I painted blue. So that's what that is. All right, so we're gonna go over to my cabinet that shows the rest of my dioramas that I have done. Sorry that they're not all in one location, so you don't have to see my ugly mug as I'm in transition to over here. But we are going to. All right, so we're here. I'll open up the cabinet. All right. So this is the Temple of Elemental Evil on this top shelf here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Actually, not zoom in. I'm actually walking closer. But in any case, again, this is sitting on foam board that I painted and then used all kinds of terrain features to add little bits of here and there. The first thing you will notice is you've got the gargoyles perched on top of the broken gates, or the columns on flanking the broken gates. And this guy here, you will maybe recognize as being from the ruined moat house. This is Lerrek the Beautiful. And then you've got the four elementals and their high priests. So you got the air elemental and his high priest, fire elemental and the high priest. And coming over here, you got the water elemental and high priest. And you've got the earth elemental and high priest. And then in the background there, you've got a roper, which makes an appearance in the module somewhere. And you got a troll and some bugbears. And we're going to skip over here real quick. And then we've got an Etten there in the background. And then we've got the 4 leaders on level 4. 4 main leaders on level 4 that you've got there in the module. All right, now we're going to come over here. This is, get my camera all the way up in there. All right, so that is Zugdemoy, my version of Zugdemoy, surrounded by all of her fungi. In my campaign, which you will see, I will do a video here next week or so, explaining all of this, but she was a fallen Hierophant druid prior to becoming a demoness. And so got her surrounded by her, like I said, her fungi. And then you go to the main gates there. Just like on the front cover of the giant culmination of Temple of Elemental Evil and Hamlet. And then yes, that is Gene Simmons of Kiss up there at the top, to represent the demon face that's on the top of the edifice of the Temple of Elemental Evil. Like I said, I try to recreate the images that you see on either the covers or somewhere inside the modules as much as possible, adding my own little flares here and there. But again, that is the Temple of Elemental Evil. Okay, all right. So I already did the slavers. Scourge of the Slavelords as they're escaping from that would be the next module you would go to from Temple of Elemental Evil. And then after that, you got the Giant series. All right, let's see if I can get down in here. It's a little bit more darker in here because I don't have light, but hopefully light from it in here will shine through. You've got all the different versions of the giants. You got a stone giant there. You've got the hill giant right there. And then you've got the that's an awesome minifigure there of the drow that you're going to see in one of the actual modules. They're wielding the demon's staff and the tentacle rod. I mean, that's just an awesome minifigure there. Sorry that my hand is a little bit shaky. Got the Displacer Beast. And then you've got, in the background here, you got cloud giant tucked away in the corner over there. I know it's very hard to see. I do apologize. You got the frost giant with the two white dragons that are in the lair of the frost giant king. Wall of ice there. Coming over here, you got the fire giant and the red dragon. Tucked away in the corner, there's a storm giant. Got some lava flowing there. Let's see if I can get closer to that fire giant and still get some light on it. Let's see. Yeah, not so much. And the hellhounds there too. Got hellhounds there. And then there's the dragon. All right, and then you got the Hydra that they faced. Get closer there. And then you've got the encounter with Loth. You'll notice on the front cover of the big giant module of the GD and Q series combined, where you've got Loth sitting there with her two priestesses and a couple of demons. So you've got, let's see if I can get this in here closer. You've got Loth and their two priestesses right there. Loth in her drow elf form. And then you've got the Glabrazu right there. Maybe make out a little bit, hopefully. See if I can come around with and get some more light in there. Yeah, the Glabrazu's right there. With the Mind Flayer down there. And then you've got the Hezru demon right there. And then back out a little bit. Oh yeah, you got Eclavdra, her high priestess. You've got, oh yeah, you've got the encounter. You got the encounter with the giant on the elephant. Now I made it an ogre, as opposed to a frost giant, because one, that's how the figure came. But just a frost giant to me, with a bunch of ogres at that point in time, was a little bit of overkill. So I made them all ogres. But in any case, and then you've got Loth in her spider form with that final encounter. Another image there where you have all of the different types of her creatures attacking. Thank you, Nikhil. Sorry if I missed anybody else's comments. Got the Derider there. All right, so that takes care of the giant, giant and drow and queen area there. And then now we're going to go to some things that I created. So it's not an actual module in that was produced by TSR, but I created a whole series that you can download for free if you go to my Facebook page, James Richmond Author. There's a link there where you can download those modules for free. But actually, we're going to start with the first one down here at the bottom. So this is Lerrek's Towers. Lerrek's Towers. Let me zoom in there. So you've got twin gargoyle towers that face each other in the Vasiv Forest. The Alarms and Journeys magazine there is because this module was actually printed in that magazine. It's Alarms and Journeys issue number 10, volume 10, whatever you want to call it. But in any case, and then this is the stronghold lair, whatever you want to call it, of Lerrek the Lich. That right there is a living wall. So it's just a wall of flesh with all kinds of bones in it. And it's usually from the Ravenloft setting, but I really liked it for this. You've got some Sons of Caius there attacking our paladin. You've got a crypt thing right there attacking our priest. And then you've got Lerrek the Lich in his main lair there. See if I can get a little bit closer to him. Not so much. It's not going to show up that much. And I do apologize. I don't have a capacity of putting a light on this the way that YouTube has me taking this video on my phone at least. So just back up a little bit more. Okay, and then he's cast spells. So you've got a Creeping Doom right there, that big black spot, and a wall of thorns there. And so that's Lerrek's towers. And then from there, you got Delvenbrass, which is also into the Sea Forest. And that is this here. You've got some couple of priests of oh shoot, I can't think of their leader right now. They're who they worship, but it's the evil priesthood that got obliterated from up north of forest. But anyway, so yeah, you got this monster that's under a mound of treasure, and they're there for a reason. But anyway, they end up fighting that thing, and then you've got after oh yeah, and then you've got the Shadow Dragon that's also in Delvenbrass. And let's see here. Then you've got yeah, that's pretty much Delvenbrass. And then there's another module, Journey into Darkness, that I didn't really have any minis for, but the finale, which is the Soul Husks Caverns, is right here. Those are 6 magic circles that contain the essences and or bodies, if whatever you want to call it, of 6 beings that Ayuz used to elevate himself from a demon to a god. And that is Ayuz in both his old man form on the right and his demonic form on the left. And then this is his 3 most highest followers, his 2 priestesses, and his wizard. All right. And then in order to get there, they had to face, get to that level, they had to face some golems, a bunch of golems. So these are 2 of the golems that they had to face. All right. And then that pretty much ended my the modules that I created. Now we're going to go back to some more TSR modules. This you will recognize from the Tomb of Horrors. And no, that's not She-Hulk. Some people have made that comment that she looks like She-Hulk. No, this is the siren that Acerak had and imprisoned within his tomb area. So that's the siren that the party will eventually end up encountering. But everybody recognizes the green demon head there. And yes, that's the Tomb of Horrors. And then you've got module S4, you've got Drelsna, the vampire daughter of Igwolf, who just came out of from resting on her alabaster lid that goes over her sarcophagus, her coffin, and of course inside there is the coffin and all the books that the party finds at the end of the module, and then you've got the brazier on the right hand side there, and you've got the two rugs with all the expensive pottery there on the right. Now the cage, that was inside the coffin there, I couldn't find a miniature that was small enough, so I placed it on the outside. But so that's what you have there. Leading up to that module in the mountainous wilderness there, they encounter a village of gnomes. That's the Gnome King there with some of his guards, and then they've hopefully rescued the hippogriffs, which you see there in the background. And then just in general, in the back corner there, I've got a druid area that has a lot of the druids that you'll encounter in Greyhawk. All right. So that pretty much does it, guys. That's what my terrain and diorama is right now. I am, like I said, from my last week's video, working on the village of Saltmarsh. Just real quickly here, from the last video, I have now placed the village on foam board as opposed to just the table, because I'm going to be actually doing up the foam board to make it, more realistic than just a bunch of buildings sitting there. But that's my village of Saltmarsh. I moved. Now, like I said in the previous video, this building here is one of the manors that's going to be sitting up on top of the hill, which is going to be up in that area. And then this building here is a blacksmith's home and the shop, which is going to be sitting up way up on the hill before you ever get into the city, way like up in this area. So these two buildings actually won't be part of this overall setting here. I still need to get 3 more buildings to line up and 5 more buildings to line up here, and that'll be the main area that the party encounters. Of course, there's tons more to the village than just this, but this is the main part that they'll be, the mostly involved in. This area here is going to be the beach, and then you've got the water that's going to be in here, which right now I've just got sitting on one of my blue trunks, and the one of the ships there, which that, if you guys are rock fans of the 80s, yes, that is a Journey cover that I painted on one of the on the mast there for the ship. But that is going to be basically a floating tavern where you can get food and drink sitting out in the bay. But anyway, so that's what I got going on with Saltmarsh. It's my own rendition of Saltmarsh. It takes place in the or it's patterned after the real life port village of Port Isaac. In my last video, I erroneously called it Port Royal, but it's Port Isaac in the United Kingdom that it's patterned after. And so, anyway, so that about does it, guys, for this edition of Storytime with Jester. I hope you enjoyed all of the things that I showed you today, and make sure you leave any comments you want to in the comment section. I'll be uploading this video so it can be permanently viewed, just like I did the last one. And just make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bells so that you can be notified whenever I upload one of these posts or go live. And the more subscribers I get, that puts me that much closer to YouTube being able to pay me for when I do this. So I'll be able to make better quality videos than here on my phone or on my webcam, which is what I usually use, but it's kind of hard to do this kind of a video on my webcam. But in any case, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining my live feed here. And again, you can watch it from the very beginning once I upload it here in the next hour or so to YouTube. And until next time, and as always, see you soon.